Here's a book in the Easy Read Biographies, Alexander Graham Bell, a Famous Inventor, by Justin McCrory Martin, illustrated by Stephen Snyder. Do you like to talk on the telephone? Did you ever wonder who invented it? That person is Alexander Graham Bell. Keep reading to learn more about this great inventor. Alexander was born in Scotland in 1847. His family called him Alec for short. Alec's father was a teacher who helped deaf people learn to speak. Alec's mother lost her hearing as she grew older. She used an ear tube to help her hear. Mrs. Bell was an artist and a piano player. Like his mother, Alec learned to play the piano. Alex could feel sound vibrations when his dog barked. Alec became fascinated by sound. He even studied his pet dog's barking. This helped him learn how sounds are made. When he was a teenager, Alec and his brother built a talking machine. It was shaped like a person's head. They could make this machine say simple words like mama. His brother would blow air through a tube. Alex would move the machine's lip to make it speak. When Alexander was older, he got a job at a school in Boston. Like his father, he taught deaf people how to speak. Alexander was a great teacher, but he still wanted to invent things. In Boston, Alexander met a woman named Mabel Hubbard. Mabel was deaf. Later, Mabel and Alexander got married and had children. Alexander stopped teaching so that he could work on his inventions. He wanted to create a machine that could send sounds through a wire. He hired a man named Thomas Watson to help him. Inventing was hard work. Sometimes the two men felt like giving up, but they kept going. On March 10, 1876, something incredible happened. Alexander was in one room, Thomas was in another room, but they could hear each other's voices through the machine. The invention was working. Alexander said into the machine, "Mr. Watson, come here. I want to see you." Alexander called his invention a telephone. He entered it in a contest at the World's Fair in Philadelphia. At the fair, he won a prize for his invention. Soon, Alexander was famous. People all over the world wanted to find out about his invention, including the President of the United States and the Queen of England. President Rutherford B. Hayes was the first president to use a telephone. Who did he call? Alexander. At first, the telephone could be used only between places that were close together. But by 1915, it was possible to make calls all the way across the country. The first call was made between New York and Chicago in 1892. Alexander continued to invent many things, such as new kinds of planes and boats. He also continued to find ways to help deaf people. This plane was one of Alexander's inventions. Alexander worked hard to make people's lives better. People will always think of the telephone as his greatest invention. The next time you call someone, remember Alexander Graham Bell. And here's examples, a picture list of telephone changes from different times. And at the back, it's a nonfiction book. Here's a glossary, a list of words used in this book with definitions. Alexander Graham Bell, a famous inventor.